We're here at ARC World Forum in Orlando, Florida. I'm pleased to present Andy Chatha, President of ARC Advisory Group.
Hello, I'm delighted to have Raj Batra here with us today. Raj is President of Siemens Industry Automation USA. Welcome, Raj.
Thank you, Andy.
Raj, we are here at our forum, and the theme of the forum is transforming industry with new processes and technologies. In your view, what technologies you think will have a major impact on our industry over the next few years?
Well, first, I think the theme of this year's conference is very relevant to what we see in industry today. We did a qualitative survey of 500 C-level executives in industry, and the number one cited issue is how do they increase productivity in operations? Not the manufacturing automation engineers, but really the C-suite of these important vertical industries we serve. And the singular point that came back is increasing productivity in operations through automation and energy efficiency improvements. And I think that when you look at the era of big data right now and virtualization, right, we talk about design and production and unifying this environment, because what we see our customers want and are gravitating more towards are having a common environment for product design, production, and supply chain. And they want to view these three environments as an integrated whole, right? And it's a well-known fact that 75% of manufacturing costs are predetermined in the product design phase. So again, having all the pieces and industrial software being a very important part of our suite as industry automation. Here we really think we can drive a paradigm shift in manufacturing today. And we really see the market and major enterprise customers moving in this direction.
Raj, one thing we are noticing here is that there is a lot of energy. Actually, we do see a significant energy in the audience. People are optimistic about the manufacturing in this country. What's your view? What's your outlook? What are you hearing from your customers you are speaking with?
Well, you've heard the word manufacturing renaissance before here in the United States, and I think, again, if you look at the macroeconomic indicators, so let's just talk even GDP. We still see modest growth in GDP. Fourth quarter was pretty good. Quarter one is supposed to moderate down to the mid-twos, but even more relevant to the manufacturing environment is the PMI index. And here we see 30 consecutive months of expansion, and that's a very important barometer for manufacturing health. The other important point that I would make is capacity utilization is moving beyond the expansion point. When that happens, there's more CapEx invested, and to go hand in hand with that, companies have record amounts of money on their balance sheets now. I think the most since the 1960s. And so the best thing to do is to invest in own operations. And there's also external market pressure and capital market pressure to invest in manufacturing. So manufacturing, what we're seeing is much more strategic to the enterprise today. It's not the black box technology that maybe we saw somewhere in the mid-'70s where it was in vogue to outsource it. Today we're really seeing the U.S. arriving as a high-end, innovation-oriented and manufacturing environment. And so based on this, we really see the prospects as being very bright. And also there's an aging legacy with U.S. installation. So when you look at process automation technology, factory automation technology, in many cases, this is 2 decades plus old. And so to drive these productivity enhancements, you have to modernize. It's just that simple.
Currently, we are also seeing that some of our industries are really going through a major transition. See what's happening in the automotive industry. Transition to hybrids and electric cars, and also energy, green energy. We have a whole revolution taking place there. How are you helping your customers to go through this transition?
Yeah, from my view, the best way that we can help them is to make their manufacturing processes more competitive, right? And that's also to increase productivity. So the innovation that we have in our technology should give them a maximized return on investment. And let's talk the automotive industry, for instance. I think that there's an unprecedented amount of investment going into the automotive industry today. I mean, we see in 2011, in 2012, just a record number of projects in our pipeline and advances in powertrain manufacturing and engine projects. And now we have it's not just the big three in automotive anymore. It's more like the big seven. Of course, we have the Korean automakers, we have the German automakers, we have the traditional big three, and in all cases, there's tremendous expansion going on in automotive, and that's a very important industry for us as industry automation. I mean, they're usually at the front end of advances in technology and innovations, and that works very well for our portfolio. And going to the other extreme of green. We see a lot of expansion in the solar energy market, especially in the solar fields. The solar manufacturing environment is cooling down a bit, but solar fields in photovoltaic and CSP, we see very robust activity there. So that market is growing 33% a year, and the installations are growing by 7x over the next 5 or 6 years. So again, we're really capitalizing on what's happening in the solar energy market.
All of that bodes very well for Siemens' business, it sounds to me. Could you tell us a little bit, where you are getting your growth and how is your business doing?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the first point I'll make is the formula for success is pretty simple. I mean, it is the deep consultative expertise we have in vertical industries. And so we are taking a much more strategic focus on the vertical industries we serve. So, this worldwide expertise we have in solutions for automotive, for chemical, for solar, for food and beverage. I mean, again, we're seeing all of these industries expand. And so we are, we are really harvesting our worldwide expertise in sharpening the strategic profile of how we work as Siemens and really focusing very aggressively on these vertical industries. And I can tell you, amongst 200 customers, 200 major enterprise customers, it's a multi-billion-dollar potential just to take our industry portfolio and have it work in a very interoperable way with these vertical industries.
Also, Siemens, certainly you're very strong on the automation side, but now you also have your software arm. Are you guys trying to work together more? How are you taking more complete solutions to your customers?
Yeah, and I think, so going back and reflecting on that vertical industry, instead of selling decentralized products, the value proposition is much greater when you put the sum of the parts together. And so when we talk about the industrial software environments, product lifecycle management, product data management, digital engineering, and having that interplay with the manufacturing and operations environment, and I think you have a combination that is unmatched in the industry today. And here is where the investment occurs, and this is where, of course, we today have the source code of all these pieces, and it's still an incredible investment to drive the interoperability where we want to drive it. But we believe, again, this is going to drive a very strong paradigm in manufacturing today, a paradigm shift, and one that's going to drive a very big payback, especially in these vertical industries.
Raj, all that sounds very, very exciting, and I think there is a tremendous opportunity, like what you said, a whole manufacturing renaissance is taking place, and I think you are very much a part of that. I want to thank you very much for being with us today. We have been speaking with Raj Batra, President of Siemens Industry North America. Thank you for watching.